clothing brand, food brand, I don't give a fuck. You sell hair, all of it. Why no one cares? Your brand is still a brainstorm. It's scattered notes, it's random pieces, it's half finished thoughts. Consumers don't buy into brainstorms, they buy into systems, right? Your brand needs to have systems, right? How is this stranger gonna like your brand? How do they buy into a system? Well, you have to turn the brainstorm, all these fucking thoughts you have at once, you have to turn it into a world with profiles, rituals, and a clear foundation. People in brand therapy today have been telling me I finally know what the fuck I'm doing. This feels right. All this time, I felt like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. If anybody in brand therapy today wants to comment below about what the fuck I'm saying, give it a comment. All of them have said the same thing. A clear foundation. I now know what's next. Your idea will never feel worth following if it's scattered, if it's a whole bunch of shit at once. Brand therapy with Jay, doing it with these brands have taught me that. There's a reason why you're not getting over humps. It's such a simple thing. You're just brainstorming. You're doing too much shit at once. People buy things for no reason. You could look that up. That is a stat. You could go Google. You could fucking waste a bottle of water and have a 30-minute conversation with Chad about it. But people buy things for no reason. People, when it comes to buying things, people go back to their primal energy, right? And what I mean by primal energy, they buy things for feelings. That's why marketing is so based on feelings, because when people buy, there's no thought process. So if there's no thought process when a consumer is buying something from you or is trying to be entertained by you, because that's buying as well, it can't be scattered on your part. It actually has to be very summarized and condensed and streamlined. Because if it's not, you're simply just, it's too much for them to understand. When people buy something from you, you have to think of them as cavemen and cavewomen. No buy, I don't know what to buy. Like that type of shit, right? You have to think of them like that. And when you start thinking of a consumer like that, then you're going to be like, how does this make my consumer feel? Me buy, me buy, me buy. That's how you have to think of people when they buy shit from you, okay? So if me buy, me buy, me buy, my mindset is only at a space of how does this make me feel? What does this make me want to do when I buy this, right? The reason your brand is still in brainstorm mode is because you're creating for yourself and not for your consumer. This is the main thing. It's one of the main things. A real brand isn't built off your mood board alone. It's built off the zeitgeist. I really hate that fucking word. I think anybody who wants to sell smart, they use it. But I typed it today because it just came to mind, right? So you're supposed to pull together your consumer from what's already happening online, between the highlight reels, the blended personalities, the rituals people already live by. If you skip that, your brand stays scattered and nobody feels called to follow it. Again, they're dumb. Me won't buy, me won't buy. Caveman, cavewoman shit. You're supposed to pull, I'm going to say it again. You're supposed to pull together your consumer from what's already happening online. I said this in a different way on my TikTok, and somebody said, no, you're supposed to make new. You're supposed to make new. Like I said in the last video, everything's already been done. This person also said that's what's wrong with the culture. We don't know if we're supposed to get from the past or make new. Nostalgia will always win. And getting something from the past and putting your flip on it is creating new. That's like people who wear vintage. It's from the past. They put it on to represent their style now in the era that they live in. It's something new now. It's a new piece, right? People don't think like that. But again, if you don't know what's happening online with your consumer, what the fuck they're digesting, it's going to be hard for you to pull together your brainstorm, right? In Brand Therapy with Day, we digest what our consumer is doing on the internet first. Then we come back, all the brainstorms we have, we condense them down into something that the consumer can understand. Brainstorm brands lead to endless rebrands. Do you know how many brands that I follow? You know how many brands that I follow that will put like a fucking we're rebranding soon, like on their socials, like every 2 years. Like, do you know how many brands, especially like TikTok brands, rebrand so much? It's simply because that their whole entire brand was a brainstorm. The problem isn't that your idea is bad. I don't think anybody has a bad idea. It's not grounded. It's not for anybody but you, right? Most of your brainstorms are geared towards the ideal customer you built in your head instead of the one you actually can find online. So a lot of y'all do this too. Like when I say build your consumer out, obviously use your brain, but it there's also the other side to it. You have to go online and find them, and usually you find them based on ideas and thoughts that the consumer has. You're not gonna find anybody online but looking up OOTD, buy, OOTD for buy, get ready with me for this aesthetic, this aesthetic, this aesthetic, that aesthetic. It's going to be by thoughts that they're thinking or thoughts that they're fucking about to think about. You can find this just by finding that one thing that you know your consumer is always thinking about. Titties, ass, sex. That's all that consumers think about. Why the fuck do you think Playboys? Again, I love the Mad Men era of marketing. And marketing back in the day was just more sexy. Like it was a tease, and they knew what the consumer is thinking. Playboy will always be Playboy because they know what the consumer is thinking about. So if they know what a man is thinking about, they always will have a consumer, right? Playboy will always be hard. Now, I'm not saying guys are fucking going to buy Playboy books anymore, but the idea of Playboy it's going to go through every generation, right? You got to find what they're thinking about. It's their thought patterns. It's not necessarily like even the aesthetic. Like we obviously know aesthetic is a part of it, but it's mostly what they're thinking about, what they're digesting, what they're understanding. That's the key. Your brand is most likely still a brainstorm because you built it on your creativity, not your consumer. Making something for yourself is easy. A lot of y'all always show me like, oh my gosh, I want to make content like this, this, and this, and this. I'm like, okay, you're doing that for yourself. Because the consumer doesn't give a fuck. They don't know who you are. And if they do know who you are, you're supposed to still be giving them something for them, not you. It takes years for your consumer. It takes years, literal years, for the consumer to be like, I fuck with anything they fuck with. Creating for someone else means being selfless and pulling from their world. If you're pulling something from their world, there means thoughts. What are the thoughts they're thinking about? Their struggles and their highlight reel. Everything from their world. Until you do that, your brand will always feel like notes on a page instead of a system people want to follow. A lot of y'all have a fucking notebook that you show online and you wonder why people don't follow it. Would you show your diary online? Would you show anything you're thinking about? So again, this is what gets me as well, right? This is what gets me as well, guys. Anything you do online, your brand will always feel like notes on a page instead of a system people want to follow. And a lot of y'all brand, y'all do it on a piece of paper. So on that piece of paper, I need you to write let's make this enjoyable for the consumer and not just me. If you want people to buy something from you, do you still think you could create and curate for yourself? Wouldn't it have to be so the eye of the consumer can enjoy it more than you? Your brand is not supposed to be a guess. It's not supposed to be random traits and scattered notes and vibes you made up. Consumers don't buy into guesses. I'm telling you, they're in caveman mode in their fucking head. They buy into clarity. You have to be clear who the fuck you're talking to. And when you start being clear, you're going to be more streamlined of what the fuck you're supposed to be doing. Streamlined on what's next, what's this, what's that. You gotta be on your shit, right? I'm doing a sale right now. If you want some clarity in how to talk to these people in caveman terms, I might make something like that, like how to talk to consumers in caveman, because that's talking to them in caveman is just means getting their feelings, how they feel, what they're going on, what they have in them, right? But yeah, I'm also posting every day on TikTok again. I used to post on TikTok every single fucking day, like a year and a half ago. I was on my shit. I'm gonna start doing it again.